Hello everyone, this is Steve-O Too Sweet Cosplay. Before we start this video, I wanted to let you guys know that we do also showcase Glow and other fictional wrestling cosplay in addition to WWE, AEW, and other wrestling promotions cosplay on our pages. So if you haven't seen them already, give it a look on the Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. And if you yourself are a Glow cosplayer or have cosplayed from other wrestling fandoms, submit your cosplays to us at Too Sweet Cosplay on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Enjoy the video. It's about to start.
Hey everybody, this is the third episode this week of Too Sweet and Short, Too Sweet Converse production hosted by Too Sweet Cosplay. I'm once again EJV. We're here with my colleagues here. I'm here with Nico.
Buenos dias.
I'm also here with the man himself, Mr. Steve-O.
Greetings.
And then finally, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, if you want to call him that, Wildcard.
What's up?
Avatar: The Last Airbender reject.
Nice. All right, guys. This is the third episode here. We thank you guys for sticking with us through the first two as well. So here we go with our third and final episode of Too Sweet Short for this week. I now pass it on to Steve-O, who will give us the topic for today. Steve-O?
Thank you, JV. I appreciate it. And bouncing off Nico's mention of Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is also happens to be on Netflix, we're going to be talking about a Netflix show, but it won't be any of the Avatar series, unfortunately. But a saddened news of the cancellation of the fourth season of the Netflix series Glow. So, We've talked about COVID-19 countless times throughout the Too Sweet Converse series, and that's, a never-ending topic in the news, unfortunately, with this whole madness. TV productions have stopped. Movie productions have stopped. We can go into countless stories about, some unfortunate situations. So while we are seeing some TV productions resuming, including sports, and then you're going to see a couple new TV series that is coming back to TV soon. The unfortunate news is that Netflix had to cut its losses by canceling the upcoming fourth and what would have been the final season of Glow for Netflix. If you're a wrestling fan, this news pretty much bites. Some questions we're going to get into is what did you think of Glow's demise, and do you think it can make a comeback once this virus has passed? Before I pass it on to the colleagues, since I'm wearing this Glow shirt, I'm going to give my quick thoughts. This news really sucks. I can't say that enough. I really did enjoy this show. I'm an 80s child, so I really do love shows in the 80s. Stranger Things being one of them. Glow, lots of nice 80s homage. If you've ever watched the original Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling things, if you go on YouTube, you can find some clips. It's pretty out there. It's really cornball, but really funny. The series takes that spirit and puts it on a higher, funnier level. If you watch shows like Orange is the New Black, it's pretty similar in tone and comedy of that. It embodies the whole 80s style wrestling, the whole corniness, the whole glitz and glamour. It's a very funny show. Debbie Egan, awesome character. I like her. I also really like Awesome Khan as the welfare queen. Absolutely hilarious. Very nice lady in person. The Too Sweet Cosplay gang. Nico, Wildcard, myself, and of course my girlfriend all met her. Very big sweetheart. She's very cool. Just a lot of great characters, a lot of great moments in that series. I mean, I could go on for a good while on this. I've seen many people, even non-wrestling fans, get into this show. My mom being one of them, she really thought Glow was a funny show. She's never been a pro wrestling fan herself, but she did find the tone and spirit of the show very funny. I've liked the various appearances in the series. We've seen Brodus Clay make an appearance, Chavo Guerrero Jr. Made an appearance himself. We saw the great Hambino make a guest star appearance. It's hilarious. Great show. My final hope is maybe after this pandemic blows over, if not a fourth season, at least do like a full conclusion movie, just to kind of give a wrap up of the series. That's all I can ask for. And if you haven't watched the show already, go check it out. So I'm going to pass it on to my colleague EJB to give his thoughts on the ending of Glow.
Yeah, this was bittersweet, especially like you said, if you're a wrestling fan, to see Glow unfortunately get canceled. Like you said, a lot of movie productions, a lot of TV productions have been halted or canceled because of this virus, and unfortunately, this is another casualty. But I thought Glow was a really good show. I was not as avid of a watcher as you guys were, but I did catch up on it, and I liked the show. I love the funny moments in the show. Love seeing Awesome kind of display her acting talents, not just as a monster on a wrestling ring, but to really showcase her acting skills, and she really did that. All the guest stars, like you said, were awesome. Chavo was not only a star on the show, not a star, but a guest star on the show, but he also was training the women, the actors and actresses in the back during production. He was the one who was helping train to get them ready to perform in the ring when the cameras went live for the show. So it was pretty interesting to see the overall involvement of these great, Hall of Famers and professional wrestlers in this show like this. And it does give a pretty accurate modern take, or not modern, but pretty accurate take of that style of wrestling and the 80s vibe, which is something I love personally as a music fan and a professional wrestling fan. I love that 80s style vibe. I think they could come back. There is a possibility. We've seen shows get canceled and come back numerous times before. A full movie to conclude the series would be a great idea, as Steve-O said. I think that would work just as well if they don't want to bring back a full final season. I think that would be just fine. But if they did bring it back, it'd be great. If they don't, it's unfortunately what it is. But Glow was a great show, and I'm sad to see it go. But in the end, hopefully we get that final movie, and we'll finally get the conclusion that we wanted. But enough for me. Let's pass it on to Nico with his thoughts.
Thank you, EJV. Yes, I was very surprised because I was a huge fan of the show. It was a nice adaptation and an introduction into the cheesiness that was 80s wrestling, especially 80s women's wrestling. But I think one thing that the show did really well, and I say this not just as a wrestling fan, I also say this as a human being, it told the story of what a lot of those real women that were in the gorgeous ladies of wrestling, like Ivory from the WWF/E. She was one of the original gorgeous ladies of wrestling. What they had to go through to kind of cut their teeth and make it in the wrestling business. It did it in a comical way, like a television show does, but it did it in a way to where you're like, okay, I get it, I understand that, and that is the representation that we need for not just women, but for people in our society today in general. I'm not surprised, unfortunately, that why this was cut. Unfortunately, why they did film one episode, because Impact Wrestling's Taya Valkyrie was scheduled to make an appearance in this final season. Like my colleague Steve-O said, they had former wrestlers like Chavo Guerrero Jr., Carlito, Brodus Clay, Alex Riley, Joey Ryan were all made cameo appearances in the show. Her husband, John Morrison, was supposed to as well. I could be wrong about that one, but I know Taya was for sure. And I think there was talk of maybe bringing in AJ Lee. Not entirely sure on that as well. But it was a great show. I loved it. Like Steve-O mentioned, myself and Wildcard, we got to meet Awesome Kong, who played the welfare queen. I do not remember her character's ma- ma- real character name, I guess. Anyways, we met Awesome Kong back at Starcast, and she had the welfare queen like clay doll, and it was pretty cool. She was super nice, super pumped about the
I got
show.
the name, Nico.
What is it?
Tammy Dawson.
Tammy Dawson. Thank you.
I would have remembered that. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I would not have remembered that. But it was super cool to meet her. And like, my colleague said, she actually helped the women train to take the moves and to do the spots before they filmed. So I thought that was pretty cool. Sad to see the show go because I followed it to a T. I am a hopeless romantic, and I was rooting for Sam and Ruth, who were the two of the main characters of the show and kind of the main will they won't they love story throughout the 3 seasons of the show. I'm a huge sucker for a good love story, so I was kind of hoping that maybe the final season they finally get together and we all go home happily ever after. Like my colleague said, maybe we'll get a Netflix movie down the line. I don't see that happening and I don't know if this is entirely true, but when Netflix cancels a show for whatever reason, they did this with the Marvel Netflix shows. They technically still have the rights for those shows for an extended period of time, and they're not going to give those rights up because why would they give up the rights to a popular television show for another network to take advantage and make money off of? Don't get me wrong, I love all the psychological thrillers that Netflix has getting ready to come out. I'm a psych major myself, but when you had a feel-good comedy show that showed women in a positive light and wrestling in a positive light, to get its legs cut out from under it because of this pandemic, I think it was crap. I wish they would be like, hey, we filmed one episode, maybe we can do a condensed final season, but they said no, so it looks like this is the end for Glow. Maybe we could see some of the actresses in the WWE. They made an appearance to promote the show along with Total Divas. Everyone popped for them more than they did the cast of Total Divas at the time. So I don't know. Maybe we can see them back in WWE in some capacity. Maybe they could do something with AEW. They like to bring in celebrities for their TV spots. Who knows? But sad to see Glow go. It was a great show. If you have a Netflix account, I recommend you check out the first 3 seasons. If you're a wrestling fan, I think you'll truly enjoy it.
Real quick before we pass it to Wildcard, I did want to throw out they did cancel Sense8 and they brought that back as a movie. And actually this show One Day at a Time, which was a Netflix original series, is continuing on the Pop TV network. So don't rule it out just yet. Wildcard, go ahead with your thoughts.
Just had to make sure that my mic was unmuted here, but I was surprised. I was really surprised by the move, just because I thought it was one of those mainstay shows that I felt like was at least going to go one more season before they, close the books on it. But alas, COVID has strikes again, and has basically cut down a fan favorite at least. Because I'll be honest with you, I didn't realize that Glow was going to be this really popular amongst the general Netflix viewers population. Because it's it's a wrestling based show, and you think that it's all wrestling fans that's going to be watching this, but I never really realized that there were even some people who have never watched pro wrestling before in their lives watch the show. I mean, case in point, my sister actually, who has never watched a wrestling show in her life before, actually started watching Glow, and she was into it. And I mean, that's just like, holy shit, you actually watch Glow? That's crazy. And again, this is somebody who's never seen a pro wrestling match in her life. The fact that if she can be entertained by something like this, that just kind of tells you the quality of the show. But in terms of what I think, it's a shame. I thought it was a great show. I mean, the first 2 seasons were really good. I actually still need to watch the third season, so I'm like pretty behind on it. But I thought that it was going to be one of those sustainable shows that would have lasted at least 2 more seasons. But in the end, it's a shame that had to really cancel before we had any kind of final closure, because I felt like that this show provided some kind of cult following for everybody there, much like to the maybe not in the same category, but pretty similar to that of Stranger Things for the most part. But, just to echo what the rest of my colleagues mentioned about meeting Awesome Kong, a.k.a. Kia Stevens, at the first StarCast. I actually remember that pretty vividly. Nico and I believe, were the first amongst all of us to actually meet her. And she actually asked us about our Too Sweet Cosplay group. And
yeah, she hooked us up too, because we both went up there just for the heck of it. And she kind of gave us both a picture. I don't know. Did we both get an autograph? I don't remember.
I believe so. I don't recall. Maybe just you, but
I don't remember even getting an autograph. I just remember doing the picture of the three of us. And
definitely.
Her just being super chill. And
it was a great
Like you and I could have just sat there and like just shoot the shit with her and drink beer all day and just.
Yeah, and the thing is that what I really kind of won me over the top with her was that she was actually curious about like Too Sweet Cosplay. Like she saw the shirt and like she actually asked us about it. And I mean, I thought it was actually really cool that.
We're both looking at each other like, what? Like, this is Awesome Kong.
Well, yeah.
And TNA, like, Karma from WWE. Like, he's asking about our shit. Like, what?
Yeah. I mean, that just kind of just tell you how genuine like she was about it. And yeah, she was very super chill to talk to. Even outside of the whole thing the whole her gig with Glow. I mean, she was an amazing talent too.
Quick, like you guys introduced. I mean, you guys met her first. Then she asked, "You guys are with Too Sweet Cosplay?" I thought beforehand, I thought she followed our page. I'm like, oh my god! But you guys meeting her first.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because at the time we were basically separated. We were all kind of doing our own thing at the time, and we met her first, and then you and Raquel just kind of you followed in afterwards. So no, that was crazy, But I thought that was one of the things I remember about that particular StarCast. But Glow, as far as Glow goes, it's just a shame. It makes me actually want to rewatch all the seasons again. And the first 2 for sure have to rewatch again, but definitely have to watch the third one there too. But for all you listeners out there who have not seen the show, I highly recommend it. I'm sure the rest of my colleagues can agree on it, but you definitely want to watch the show whether you're a wrestling fan or not, because whether or not you are or not, it is a great show to watch. It is very entertaining. And, I do hope they do provide some kind of closure to this, whether it be movie or something, anything really, just to provide some kind of closure. But it's a shame, but it's a great show. I'm going to miss it a lot.
Very nice. Is there any quick final thoughts you guys would like to add before we close out the show?
Yeah, real quick. Real quick, we talked about how Glow is a very, good adaptation of like the 80s wrestling. They did the whole storyline of the All-American girl, the hot blonde, and Betty Gilson, who played Debbie. She was Liberty Bell, the All-American girl, against Ruth, who was Soya the Destroyer, the Russian communist lady. And I thought it was cheesy, but it was cool because they pulled it off, because back in that time it worked. and I just thought it was super cool that they did it with like a female spin. But again, Allison Brie, if you by some miracle see this, hit me up. What's good? Much love. Thank you. All right, I'm done.
All right.
Well, just to echo that there too, Britt Baron, who also played Justine, call me.
All right. I love connections on Ladies of Glow, so send my 3 single colleagues some love if you do see this video. So please do so.
Yeah, slide into our DMs.
Yeah, I love how Steve just goes, my 3 single colleagues, like he's so ashamed of us.
No shame, no shame,
Bullshit.
no shame.
All right.
You could hear how pathetic we all are, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, now that you heard our thoughts on Glow, what are your thoughts? Do you think this show should return for a 4th season some way, somehow? Would a movie to wrap the series up be sufficient? Let us know your favorite episode or your favorite wrestler on Glow, the series is. And if you even watched the 80s Glow wrestling TV series, let us know as well. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Follow us at Too Sweet Cosplay on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to the Too Sweet Cosplay YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. From all of us at Too Sweet Cosplay, Too Sweet, y'all, and save Glow.